figure out how to solve the recession in the economy. With me today are Senator Peter and Senator Zach. Senator Zach, you have the floor.
Hello, I am here to argue that the best way to combat this recession our country is facing is to use Keynesian fiscal policy.
Whoa. So I'm here to argue that this man is an idiot. I think we need to be focused on the long run. I know the economy is bad right now. I know people are out of work and it's really hurting. But just wait a couple years and the long run growth will be worth it. Those people, so be it.
You see, Ms. Mott, we need to spend money on infrastructure and we need to lower taxes. So this way, we spend money on infrastructure such as we hire companies to build roads and work on schools and such. So that way, we are now giving money to these businesses. And these businesses, it goes down to the employees themselves. And now they have made more money and we have more jobs. Because now this business has a lot more money. And they can hire more positions and a lot more people are making money. So there's a lot more disposable income that can then be used in consumption. And now the economy is reaching higher levels of economic activity, bringing us back to full employment. You see, government spending is necessary for full employment to happen. All right, and not only this, we can also lower taxes too at the same time. If we do that, that'll directly affect the consumers because now the consumers themselves don't spend so much money on taxes and they have more disposable income, they can consume more, and the overall economy will be in a better state.
Oh, pish posh. My 6-figure salary is non-negotiable, by the way. I just bought a new Cadillac and the payment is very high. Okay, so we need to invest in infrastructure. As you said, we need to raise employment and raise productivity, leading to long-run growth. We also need to invest in human capital. We need to get our people smart. We need to invest in education. We need to do this so that we can be productive long into the future. We need sustainable growth. Yours is unsustainable. You want to promote deficit spending, which leads to debt over a long period of time. And it will not be sustainable growth in the future. We'll go back into another recession or inflation at some point.
It doesn't matter if the growth is unsustainable. It needs to happen now. It's the short run. These people, they are suffering right now, and we cannot wait any longer. We are losing people by the day. They are below the poverty line, and we need to get them money now.
You know what? I worry about your great grandkids. I worry about them. We need long-run growth. If the government borrows a bunch now, what that will do is it will crowd out the borrowers in the loanable funds market, and it will raise interest rates. Now what that does is it makes it harder for firms and people alike to take out loans, which stimulate the economy when that's all spent. Investing in capital and such with businesses, if that isn't done, then it will curb long-term economic growth. And I have a solution, by the way. So all the people who are struggling right now should buy a 2021 Cadillac Escalade with 109 cubic feet of cargo space.
You see, the Cadillac doesn't matter, and neither does any of the crowding out effects. You see, if we do not take the initiative as the government, the businesses, they will not solve this issue by themselves. Your supply side, they don't care. If they are going down and there's a recession happening, they're just going to lower wages, they're going to fire people, and they're going to make it worse. We have to take the initiative, and we give money to these businesses by spending, and we buy roads, we build roads, and we build infrastructure. We work on the infrastructure, we give money to them. Now we have taken the initiative, and now more people get money from it, all right? And because the issue is, businesses, wages themselves are downward sticky, okay? They will not just gradually increase over time. These consumers, they're not going to get money over time. Businesses, they just want more profits, and that means they're going to decrease wages, they're going to get off as cheaply as they can. If we spend money and we end up having these businesses have more money, then the consumers themselves will end up getting a greater wage, and there'll be more people who can have a job, and we'll be back to full employment. And that's what needs to happen. We don't need Cadillacs. Nobody needs a Cadillac.
Oh, malarkey. Think of your great grandkids. Now, I'm done with this. Speaker Mott,
What's
what do
your
you think?
decision?
I don't know. Dwight, what do you think?
Well said, Mr. Dwight, sir.
Oh, piddle paddle. Keynes is a whackpot. Oh, Keener showed up.
It's pronounced Keynes.
Okay, Mr. Keynes, this is how the economy is looking right now. We have a $400 million recessionary gap. How do you think we should fix it?
All right, Senator Mott, what we're gonna have to do is we're gonna have to shift 80 right to here to at long run equilibrium, and we're gonna do that by increasing government spending and decreasing taxes. But first, to figure out how much we need to do that by, we're gonna have to calculate the spending multiplier and the tax multiplier.
Okay, so starting with the multiplier effect, some terms you should know is MPC. That's the marginal propensity to consume. So in a government injection, basically 75% of it is going to go towards the economy through consumer spending.
All right, and then we have MPL, which is the marginal propensity to leak. Now, I'm Better students may know this as MPS, but again, the I'm Better program, we say leak. So marginal propensity to leak is essentially a consumer's ability to either, they're not going to put their money into the economy because they're either importing a good or they're saving their money or it's getting taxed. So it's not going to GDP and it's not going to fix our gap. Now, to find out exactly how much we need to put into the economy through government spending, because this is Keynesian policy, we're going to have to use the cheeky little formula 1 over MPL. So in this case, 1 over MPL would be 1 over 0.25, which, break out your calculators, is going to be 4. Now, this will say that if I put in, say, $100 million into the economy, it's going to have a net impact of 400 million because it's 100 times 4.
So now another way to figure out the multiplier effect is through the tax multiplier. This is through the formula MPC over 1 minus MPC. You can switch out MPL with 1 minus MPC because MPL plus MPC is always going to be the equivalent of 1. So when you take 0.75 divided by 0.25, your tax multiplier will be 3.
And it's important to note that your tax multiplier is always going to be 1 less than your spending multiplier. If it's not, you've done everything wrong and you should reevaluate your economic life. It is now time for the spa.
Alright, so we're starting off with MPC, which is 0.8, and the gap is $400 million in a recession.
Now students, using this information, calculate the tax multiplier, the spending multiplier, and how much we should decrease taxes and increase spending based on these multipliers to fix the $400 million gap. Go forth. Pause here so the students can find the answers.
Okay, time is up. The answers you should have gotten is MPL 0.2, tax multiplier 4, spending multiplier 5.
And when you put these in application to the graph to solve our $400 million gap, you should decrease taxes by 100 to close this gap, or you could increase spending by 80 million, and this will close the gap of 400 million and shift 80 right towards long run equilibrium, thus solving our recession.
Okay, I like everything that was said, but Dwight and I have decided that we're going to go with demand policy.
Let's go!
Yeah! Why can't we just print more money?
Yay!